decided to try No Poo, which is where you don't shampoo your hair or put any products onto your hair at all. I would generally consider myself a low user of like hair products. I don't style my hair a lot, but it was something I was interested in trying, and the reason for that actually is because I always get psoriasis around my ears mainly, and I've had it for a long time, since I was a teenager, and I've seen a dermatologist about it, and after lots of different treatments I was eventually dismissed because they just said it wasn't severe enough, and they can offer me some products that I put on and it clears it up, but as soon as I stop using them then it comes back again, and I really didn't like the idea of putting a product like that, quite a strong sometimes steroid product, onto my hair all the time. And it suddenly occurred to me that I was already putting a lot of product and chemicals onto my hair all the time anyway, and as I began looking into how many chemicals were in my hair products, I thought maybe there's a possibility that they were triggering them, and I was wondering how often we do need to clean our hair, and that led me to discovering the no poo movement of people who don't wash their hair. Now, from what I understand, it takes a while for your scalp to get used to you not washing your hair, and it gets worse before it gets better. So currently I'm 5 days in, and this is what my hair looks like. I usually wash my hair a couple of times a week, so I'm definitely overdue a wash now, and it does feel greasy, and especially around like the edge of my scalp, but it's nothing major, and it doesn't feel dirty at the moment. I feel like I could go a little bit longer without wanting to wash it, and it's not itchy or irritated. So that's where I am so far, and I'm planning on giving you regular updates. I thought I would also share with you what I usually use on my hair when I am washing it. So for shampoos, I generally alternate between these two, this Tresemme one, which is the Salon Silk, and this Aussie one, which is the Mega Shampoo. They're both quite good. I'm happy with them. I usually wash with one time and then the other one the next time. This Aussie one, on the ingredients list there are 34 ingredients. There's only really one that I recognise. Well, the first one is aqua, and then it's also got aloe barbadensis leaf juice, and it does actually say on there that it's got added aloe in it. I feel like this one is kind of marketed more as like a natural shampoo. It says with kangaroo paw flower extract, and I think that makes it sound quite, I don't know, clean and healthy. This one is a little bit more pricey, which is why I switch it up with the Tresemme Salon Silk. There are 26 ingredients for this one on the little list, and probably the only one I actually recognise is the first one, which is aqua water. Generally my hair is pretty thick and it's naturally quite curly. It sits best actually with a couple of days of grease on it, because after I first wash it, it is really frizzy. So what I tend to do is I either straighten it, and then if I straighten it I put this GHD protector spray on it when I straighten it. And there are 31 things on the ingredient list for that, so that's quite a lot for a protector spray, and that does make me wonder, is it actually protecting my hair? But I don't always straighten my hair. If I don't straighten my hair, then I use this Curl Friends Ultimate Nourishing Curl Oil with super rich coconut oil. There's only 9 ingredients on the back of this one, and again on wash day I'll just let my hair dry naturally and put this into the ends of it. The main thing I'm looking for is being able to do away with those products, perhaps clearing up my psoriasis, but I also want my hair to, obviously it's starting to look greasy now. I think you can get away with a little bit of grease because my hair is darker, but it's definitely past the state now where I would prefer to give it a wash. So I'm looking for it to clean itself. I mean, the no poo movement seems to suggest that that does happen, but we shall see. So I'm looking for it to still stay like glossy and fresh as though I had washed it. And yeah, if my psoriasis did clear up, then that would make my scalp a lot cleaner. One of the things that really pushed me to do this is I was listening to a podcast recently from 118 Nutrition, I think it is, not 118, 198, the nutritionist vlog, and they were talking about chemicals that you use on your body and how quickly they get absorbed. I mean, especially onto your scalp. You've got your brain in there, okay, your skull is kind of protecting it, but if you imagine people who have a nicotine patch, and it's just a patch that they put onto their skin, and the chemicals that are in that patch, they're absorbed so quickly into the skin. And that's the same with shampoos and things that you wash your hair. It's not just on your hair. Those chemicals then run all down your body, and I just don't know if it's necessary. And it's something I'm becoming a little bit more aware of. Recently I've been reading Swallow This, and that's about products that are going into your food, and that's also made me question what I am putting onto my body and if I can be more natural. So I'll keep you posted with updates, but so far I'm feeling quite positive. Well, it's 2 weeks tomorrow since I washed my hair. It's not really sitting very nicely now. It feels quite soft, but it just feels kind of like it's sitting very close to my head, and it's quite greasy. Because after I washed it, I haven't styled it at all. It's still a bit like poofily. Most of the time it's not a big issue because I actually work in a kitchen, so I wear a hairnet all day, which doesn't help like squashing it all down to my head. But it's more things like today where we've got a day out that I just think there's not really anything I can do with it, and it doesn't feel too nice. So I'm hoping that next week, we're going into week 3, that it starts to turn by then. I think what I'm going to do today is probably brush it back a bit and just tie it back so it's kind of out of the way. So I'm quite far into it now. It's been like 3 weeks since I washed my hair. I'm doing a whole like week by week, you know, updates, but I feel like it's got to the stage now that it's so bad I kind of need to address it. Hi guys, so that last clip that you saw was at 3 weeks in, and I'm at 7 weeks now, and my hair it probably has got a little bit better. I think it was at its worst at 3 weeks, but it's definitely not cleaned itself. It's still really greasy. I've just run a brush through my hair, and I think that does make it worse once I like push it back out again, so it's not quite so set to my scalp. It doesn't look as bad, but it's still not, it's not there, and I've decided to draw this experiment to a close now. I was only planning on doing it for 4 weeks. I went up to 7 because I really wanted it to work. And throughout this experiment, I've only used hot water on my hair, and I was looking up about people who follow the No Poo movement, and some people use baking soda on their hair and some people use apple cider vinegar. I use apple cider vinegar to descale the kettle, and I use baking soda with lemon juice to like scrub the grout in and around the taps. They just seem really harsh, and I didn't actually want to put those on my head. So if that works for you, then fine, and maybe they're not as harsh as the chemicals that are in your shampoo. I don't know, but that wasn't really going to be for me. I actually think it's probably worse at the back. So hopefully you can see that there. It kind of sits more like flat here, and the pieces of hair just seem to stick together more there, like goes into like little stringy bits, which I don't really like. One thing from the very start I was ready for is maybe people commenting on my hair being greasy, or just, you know, being able to hold my head high even though my hair didn't look very good. But what I was really surprised with is it's made me feel a bit down. Like, I feel so disappointed in myself. I really didn't think that any of my self-esteem or anything came from anything appearance-wise. I thought I was above that kind of vanity, but I guess not. If your hair feels like gross, you feel a bit gross too. And that was, I was kind of mad with myself about that, but even after I got over that, I've just decided it's time to wash my hair. So it didn't work for me. I don't know why it didn't work for me. Maybe if I let it go for longer, it would work. One thing that Vivi from the Hort channel told me about was a lemon balm wash that you can do for your hair. So you get a big bunch of fresh herbs like lemon balm, and you put them into hot water, you let that steep, and then you use that to rinse your hair off with. And I quite like that idea, and looking at a more natural alternative, something like that, than just going back to a harsh shampoo is something that I would like to do. I would also, the very first shot I did on this video, I hadn't washed my hair for 5 days, which didn't really look that bad. I've been looking back at the footage and I thought that's fine. So I can probably go a little bit longer without washing my hair. And I've also bought some new shampoo, which is this one from Neal's Yard. And I don't know if you've heard of Neal's Yard. They're kind of known for their organic products and more natural products. But I have to say, the ingredients list on this is still really long. Okay, so there are some organic things in there, and more things that I have actually heard of previously, I suppose. They like flower extract, leaf juice powder, flower oil, leaf oil. So I don't know, maybe it's better. It's not the perfect solution. It's something I'm gonna have to like keep researching a bit more, so I'd be interested if you've got any recommendations. But I think Neal's Yard is like it's a step in the right direction. At least it's not perfect, but it's a step in the right direction, I feel. So yeah, sadly I have given up my no poo experiment, and I thought I better film this before I go and wash my hair. My psoriasis hasn't cleared up at all. It hasn't actually been angry, because I don't know if you've experienced psoriasis, but you sometimes get like flare-ups where it's more red and irritated. That hasn't happened, but it is still there. And as I say, like my scalp is just a bit itchy in general, and I think it's just from having like this hair like sticking to it. I just really want to give it a good scratch, and I have been like really massaging my scalp vigorously and it's all sticking up now. But for me, I think 7 weeks is long enough, and I'm ready to call it a day, but still explore alternatives. So I hope this has been interesting to you. I would like to know your experience, if you've done anything like this. I've seen so many posts and videos and things from people who've come out the other side, and that's really what kept me going for like this extra 3 weeks. And it might be something that I'll come back to in the future, but for now I'm actually going on holiday tomorrow, so I thought that's it now. I'm done with this. I'm gonna give my hair a wash. That's what I'm gonna go and do. But thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you again soon.